and welcome to yet another edition of Brazil Bound. I'm Andrew Wiebe. Next to me, Simon Borg and Corey Gibbs. It is Friday, December 6th, and you know what that means. The World Cup draws are out, and the U.S. has ended up in Group G with Ghana, Portugal, and Germany. Guys, the consensus now from players, analysts, pretty much everybody, this is the group of death. Do we agree?
Completely agree. I was praying for the group of life. I was praying that one time we'll get an easy group, but I think this is clearly the group of death. I think the only thing similar to the U.S.'s group in terms of competition throughout these group stages is Group D. That level of play and the level of quality of teams is just as high, but the U.S. definitely have the hardest group out of all of them.
Certainly very, very difficult. They will start with Ghana. U.S. fans will remember those games in 2006 and 2010. The Africans taking down the Americans, ending their World Cup dreams. Simon, they'll start with the Black Stars. Do they have to win?
They don't have to win. But the good thing about facing them in the first game is that there's no pressure. There's no must draw or must win. It's not a do or die game. So although it continues to be a difficult matchup, I think having them in the first game allows you to manage the game a little bit better.
Yeah, certainly they'll have to manage in that second game against what many say is the best player in the world. Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo going up against the Americans. He will be a terror, Corey. A lot has been made of those outside backs for the U.S. What is going to go on with that?
We're not talking about one of the greatest players. We're talking about the greatest player right now who's in top form. Listen, against Cristiano Ronaldo, you're not going to be able to stop him. So we can't really isolate our right back situation against him. I think it's going to have to be team defending and try and contain him as best as possible. That's the only chance that the U.S. have against Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Now look, we saw Sweden have trouble with that one. It'll be a tough task for the U.S., perhaps even tougher Germany, one of the world powers, and Simon, a team that Jurgen Klinsmann is very, very familiar with.
Very familiar. We know he took them to the World Cup in 2006 when Germany hosted, took them all the way to third place, but I think we saw a little bit of a clue of what Klinsmann can do against Germany in that exhibition just a few months ago in D.C. The U.S. won that game 4-3 against the B side for Germany, but Klinsmann was able to put together a game plan that surprised Germany. So I think he can do the same thing in that last game of the group.
Certainly going to take a lot to surprise the Germans. The U.S. with quite the travel plans for this one. They'll go deeper to the Amazon to Recife, almost 9,000 miles of travel for these three group games. Now the big question, of course, can they get out? Can they move on to face the winner or runner-up of Group H? I want to know what you guys think. What will it be, Simon?
I don't think they're going to get enough points to get out of that group. They might get a couple of draws, but it won't be enough in the end.
Corey?
I clearly say yes. The reason why I say it, I think they're lucky and fortunate enough to play against an African side who's going to be very energetic and a disorganized side. So I think they can pull off the victory there. The other two matches, a bit more difficult, but this is the most combined and respected U.S. team we've had in years. And I think in terms of team play, they could do it.
Well, there you have it. One in, one out. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Will the U.S. make it out of Group G? And of course, stay tuned to MLSsoccer.com for all the coverage from the World Cup draw and in Brazil 2014.